Welcome to Austin, Texas for the first of what will be two fantastic back-to-back races here in the USA for the World Endurance Championship. In March, we'll head to the bumps of Sebring for an epic 1,000-mile race. But first this weekend, it's the mighty Circuit of the Americas and the Lone Star Le Mans. The drivers, the teams and the fans alike just can't wait to get going here in Texas.
They love endurance sports car racing. We have IMSA that they get to see all the time, but they don't get to see the WEC World Endurance very often. And it's so much fun to see the enthusiasm and the excitement for WEC here, and so many of them talk about seeing what they saw here and wanting to go to visit Le Mans or something like that. It's really great.
The tension building as cars and teams make their way to the grid. The fans take their places. The excitement mounts. Pole in the GTE AM class went to Team Project One, the defending champions, number 56. They were closely pursued by the best of the Aston Martins. Few US teams have as much history as Corvette Racing, and the brand rejoins the WEC at Austin and Sebring as they prepare for Le Mans with the brand new C8R.
Well, I think there's a bunch of procedural stuff that we need to learn. The car is good, no doubt about it, but we had too many issues yesterday to really show what we can do. But the race is a long race, and we'll see what we can take away from here. But the most important thing for us, for the team, is to learn and get ready for Le Mans.
Pole position in the GTE Pro class went to Aston Martin's number 95 machine, almost 0.2 of a second clear of the closest pursuing Porsche.
The temperature has been cold all weekend. They pronounced maybe some drizzling rain later on. That's getting a little bit tricky with the new surface. But yeah, it's a good challenge for everyone. Really hard to set up the car here, but I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's one of the tracks that suits our car really good. So yeah, looking forward to it and hope to get a good bag of points again.
Fourth on the grid, the LMP2 pole sitters, Cool Racing, just ahead of Anglo-American outfit United Autosports.
It's a big challenge for us to set up the car, and the conditions are changing as well, so it's a bit tricky, and it's a 2-day weekend as well, so we have to be fast and react to the different conditions, but it's very interesting. We will see now in the race how it goes.
Pole position in LMP1 went to Rebellion despite an engine failure in free practice 2 that left the team with just 3 hours to replace the power unit.
The team did a great job really with engine replacement. It was also a wiring loom replacement, so big job, and the team put the car together in 3 hours, completely apart and completely back together in 3 hours, so amazing job from them. We're happy to be on pole position, but from here there's 6 hours and a lot of action to go. So hopefully we can take this one home and stamp the Rebellion name in the US.
finally, after the anthem, it was time to get ready to go racing at the Lone Star Le Mans.
3 minutes, 1 minute to 3 minutes. Confirm sausage, grid blanket.
The Lone Star Le Mans is just about to get underway. 6 hours of racing here in Austin, Texas, and Bruno Senna leads them across the line. Nico Lapierre in the cool racing car already being jumped by United Autosports. Paul di Resta, he takes the LMP2 lead. The cool racing car sitting around the outside, that won't work. Senna out of turn 1, dropping down into the fast switchback series that leads out to the back hairpin. And the Toyota number 7, Jose Maria Lopez, number 8, Sebastian Buemi trying to keep pace. United Autosports in 4th ahead of Cool Racing. Then is the Cinetec Alpine car, that is 3rd, the darker blue machine in LMP2. Take a look from behind at what this first corner looks like up the steep hill over the brow. Bruno Senna already going by. We're on board with Paul di Resta taking the lead of LMP2 and trying to go round the outside of the Toyota. Trouble in the GT field, James Collado drifting out wide. There'll be lots of muck on the tyres there as well. And it is now Aston Martin 1-2, Porsche 3-4. Kevin Estre in the lead. Porsche qualified second, but he's been jumped by the 97 yellow and green Aston. Alex Lynn in second, Nicky Team the leader. LMP1 leaders now starting to try and pull away from the LMP2 cars. Paul di Resta, the 4th car in the queue, leading LMP2 from Nico Lapierre for Cool Racing. On board with di Resta. Right in front, you can see the number 8 Toyota. Crowd on their feet still, watching Ben Keating in the purple colour on the Porsche, battling with the TF Sport Aston Martin. That's Sally Yolok who started. And Ben Keating all over the back of him. He's from Texas, car dealerships are his business, so he is racing in his home state. 5th place has changed hands. This is Gere van der Garde with the yellow highlights on the Racing Team Netherlands car. Ahead now of Kento Yamashita. Ben Hanley right behind in the number 21 Dragon Speed entry. Dragon Speed returning to World Endurance. Ben Hanley will race some IndyCar races here in the States as well this season. Bruno Senna leading for Rebellion, pulling away from the Toyotas in 2nd and 3rd. And the Toyotas will run out of hybrid boost halfway down this long back straight. They won't be able to use that to get past the Rebellion. It'll be a tactical race for them.
Yeah, just a reminder, we're doing 1 stint on these tires, but let's try to take care of them so they're good at the end.
Corvette working hard here on tyre management, fuel usage, all preparation for Le Mans. They're sizing up their opposition here in the WEC at the same time. Lead battle in LMP2, Paul di Resta just ahead of Nico Lapierre. Battle for 3rd, Will Stevens with contact from Gere van der Garde. Around goes the Jackie Chan DC racing car. We'll take a look again. Van der Garde on the inside. Just can't quite get his nose out of the way. Will Stevens with the tiniest of touches, but the car unladen spins around. Lead change in LMP2, Nico Lapierre, the pole sitter back ahead of Paul di Resta for United Autosports. Andre Negrão in the 36 Cinetec Alpine car closing in from behind. Part of this Texan circuit has been resurfaced since the last time WEC raced here. Oh, and Negrão squeezes through into the S's. It's having an effect on tyre wear. Tyre management is becoming a bigger issue as well. The new circuit is grippier, seems to be a little better for tyre wear. The teams aren't yet entirely convinced, so there are different tyre strategies going on as well. Battle for 2nd in GTE AM. Paul Dall'Anna with a yellow nose, and through goes Sally Yolok and Bruno Senna following closely behind, trying to get by both of the Astons. Ben Keating in fourth, but it's the 56 Porsche of Project One that leads in GTE-AM at the moment, with the Gidio Perfetti starting the race. Paul di Resta under pressure now for third place from Gedo van der Garde. Gedo goes up the inside, this time no contact like there was with Will Stevens a little earlier. And through he goes, nice and cleanly. Sides past a Ferrari mid-corner as well. Bruno Senna, the race leader in the number 1 Rebellion. On the opening lap, the number 8 Toyota moved up from third after qualifying into second, ahead of the number 7 car. Number 7 with most success, ballast in the car. Number 8 with a little less, moving up to second, but they are some way behind the Flying Rebellion of Bruno Senna. Is Senna managing the pace at the front?
He's having to push, actually, and he's got to make quite a gap, because in the first stop, you'll see that the 2 Toyotas have a little trick where they can actually go a bit shorter on the fuel. So their pit stop in the first stops will be very short. So we need to make a bit of a cushion on this first stint just to try and stay ahead on the road for the first stop.
Gedo van der Garde now attacking for second place in LMP2. The Racing Team Netherlands driver trying to go the long way round the outside of Andre Negrão. Cuts back underneath the Senior Tech car. Wheel to wheel, they go down the hill and into the S's. Moving up fast, van der Garde. Oh, and there's contact, there is as well. Van der Garde survives, straight lines the next turn, and he is up to second place. Take a look again then. Off the curbs, little squirrely, the Racing Team Netherlands car, unintentional contact, but it's here now where he goes straight across the corner and gains a place. He's been told to give that back. In GTE Pro, Davide Riccon in the Ferrari, trying to avoid hitting an AM class car. Watch this from on board. Oh, well, he avoids the accident and just avoids damaging the car on the curb. Down into the turn 12 hairpin, Gedo van der Garde on the inside of Andre Negrão. He'd given the place back, he's now retaken second in LMP2. Well, there is van der Garde, Van der Charger right now, flying up the order into second place for Racing Team Netherlands. Teammates Frits van Aert and Nick de Vries loving this. Into the pits, the top 2 in LMP2, 42 Cool Racing car and the 29 Racing Team Netherlands car. And through into the lead goes Cinetec Alpine. They're doing an extra lap on their fuel. Now that might be relevant later in the race. In is Bruno Senna as well. We know that Toyota are going longer and will fuel shorter, but it looks like he's got enough to stay in the lead. Lead battle in LMP2, Gedo van der Garde stayed in the Racing Team Netherlands car and is in front of Cool Racing. United Autosports in third position, 6th overall, the number 22 car. Paul di Resta also stayed in, pitted a lap later like Senior Tech Alpine, who are in 4th place. GTE-AM battle, Paul Dall'Anna and Sally Oleg again in the Astons. Dall'Anna this time gets a run, but at the apex, Jolek still on the inside, there's contact. Leader in traffic, and it is LMP2 traffic, 22. Paul di Resta, United Autosports in third, with the blue and black and the white strip on the roof. That's the Senior Tech Alpine car in 4th place of Andre Negrão. And his fellow Brazilian Bruno Senna dives to the inside convincingly. Little lock-up in the back of the Rebellion, though. Squirreling over the curbs is Paul di Resta in the United Autosports car. Does not want to get held up by the leader. There's the Senior Tech team, Pierre Rag. Having a bit of a brainstorming session as to how they're going to turn the tables here, but they may be a little further up the order. Bruno Senna got by Paul di Resta, and so too does the 36 car. So a change there as Andre Negrão moves into third position. It's like he's trying to creep away from the United Autosports car as well. 33, High Class Racing not too far behind either. GT Pro leader on the right-hand side in the pits, that's Nicky Thiem in 95. Kevin Estre in 92, but he has swapped over to Michael Christensen. Estre's just done a 30-lap stint. He is not feeling well, and off pit road they come. Leader hidden on the left, on the right, Sally Yoluk, and behind him, Ben Keating. And Yoluk and Keating in the purple Porsche are racing each other, inverted commas, on the pit lane speed limiter for position in GTE AM, and squeezed between them, Nicky Thiem. Nicky Thiem's got more problems as well, because they're right there. That is his own teammate, 97 Alex Lynn. 97 car stopped a lap earlier. The team's splitting their strategy, but 97 back up to speed now. And Alex Lynn desperate to try and get in front of the 95 car. Nicky Thiem equally desperate not to let him. Corvette's Jan Magnussen, the yellow machine, leading GTE Pro at the moment. They're going long on fuel because they know they don't have the outright top speed to battle against Aston, Porsche and Ferrari. But so far, it is all going well.
Yes, we're quite pleased, obviously, to be back. We're challenged right now, trying to maximize the performance we've been given. So we're focusing on durability, reliability, fuel economy, tire wear, and hopes that we'll be allowed to be a little bit more competitive at Sebring.
Leader in the pits, Bruno Senna out. Gustavo Menezes will get in, the American taking over here in Texas. The Toyotas will briefly take the lead as the cycle of pit stops continues, but it looks like Rebellion are in a very good place.
Since we have the pace, we might as well push as hard as we can to, if we can build a gap, and then try to be safe from any things that can happen later in the race. So definitely I was pushing hard, not taking any prisoners. Traffic was very difficult to manage today. The LMP2s are hard to overtake for us. I'm sure they are also for the Toyota. So that part was pretty tricky, but it was fun. The car is behaving well.
Double stint over for Gerda van der Gaard brings in the leading number 29 Racing Team Netherlands machine to hand over to Frits van Aert. Last stopper in LMP2, 38 Jota car, and Davidson hits his marks from the lead. They will lose that to Racing Team Netherlands. Mexican Roberto Gonzalez taking over.
I think we had the car ready from the beginning. It was handling really well, and I was a bit conservative the few laps because the last few races we struggling a bit with the tires. But I have to say, it was absolutely two nice stints. I was fighting a lot, and I came in on third, so it was a perfect job.
In LMP2, just a little moment ago, the lead changed. Pierre Rag in the 36 Sinitec Alpine car, slowing dramatically. In the pit lane now, they're topping it up with fuel, but the wheels are ready to take it back into the garage. Looks like a lot of brake debris on the right-hand front corner. Well, if it's just an exploded brake disc, then they will be lucky to get away with minimum time lost. Into the pits from third, Toyota number 7, Mike Conway taking over from Jose Maria Lopez, trying to save fuel. They've gone 2 laps longer than Rebellion this time. They're trying to save one crucial pit stop late in the race.
God, back in my day, it was absolutely flat out to the last second before you hit the brakes, got into the corner and then accelerated as early as you could to get out. However, times have changed, and now for the Toyota hybrids, they've got a different style of driving. And that actually we found out here in 2013. Benoit Treluyer, one of my teammates, was on a long fuel-saving stint to try to take away an extra pit stop at the end of the race. And to do that, he was doing high-speed lift-off, which meant he lifted off maybe 100, 150 metres before the braking point. And that helped save fuel, but it also recuperated more energy into our hybrid system, which then he used to boost coming out the corners. The interesting thing was, the time loss by lifting off early was less than the time gain from the extra hybrid boost coming out of the corner. And for Toyota around here, they've got 3 megajoules of energy they can boost per lap. To do it, they have got up to 300 kilowatts of power. That's about 400 horsepower in old language. Now, the team as well has got to think to use the brake-by-wire systems and other things like that to try to maximize all that energy going in. At the same time, the driver's got to try to make sure he gets his lift-off points and his braking points exactly correct. They've got to be careful for areas like here at turn 11, where it's very, very bumpy on entry, which can lose them energy, but also damage the system as well. But the reality is, the hybrid capacity when they're boosting over 900 horsepower coming out of this corner is absolutely sensational.
Oh, Anders Fjordback in the high-class racing car. A huge jump over the curbs, trying to squeeze past Jan Magnussen's Corvette. There's Fjordback now. He's got the 38 COTA car right behind him. Lead battle in LMP2, Phil Hansen for United Autosports. Fritz van Aert in the yellow and black Racing Team Nederland car. Toyota's gone by and should be out of the way under braking, but Hansen has completed the move already. Good move by the youngster, worked hard for that one. Well planned, well executed. Let's hear it from his teammate.
I think we'll go back to what the normal strategy is, but we had to cut the stint very short, way shorter than we'd want to. And what that does is it makes you probably do a splash and dash at the end, and maybe others can stretch it out. So you just got to keep your fingers crossed, and depends how Philippe goes and what happens with the other guys.
Strategy change for United has put Fritz van Aert back in the lead in the 29 car, but right behind him now, Anders Fjordback in 33, dives to the inside and through he goes. So high class with the lead, right behind black and yellow Jackie Chan DC Racing. That's Ho Pin Tung. They've got GTE Pro and AM cars in front, and there's very little difference in pace between them, so that battle is going to be very hard to pass. Here comes the high-class car down the inside the 92 Porsche, signals his intentions but can't get to the apex in time. Goes by the AM class Ferrari. The Pro Class Porsche in front, there's a Ferrari in front of him as well, and another of the AM Class Porsches. It's busy times, and for Fritz van Aert in the more yellow of the two machines, around the outside, Ho Pin Tung, the Dutch-born Chinese driver. High classes, Anders Fjordback trying to thread his way through here. This is tough stuff. Michael Christensen hanging on in the Porsche. He's got by the Ferrari as well, so he has moved up the order. Ahead of the 51 Ferrari. All sorts of different battles going on in three classes, all bottled up together. There's the Racing Team Netherlands squad watching as here comes the COTA car. Contact! Roberto Gonzalez tagging Fritz van Aert. Now, did Van Aert try and close the door? Did he turn in earlier than Gonzalez expected? Was he aware that the COTA Sport car had dived in? Race leader 35 seconds in front of the number 8 Toyota Gustavo Menezes. Again, building up that margin to try and counter Toyota's fuel-saving abilities with the hybrid drive. Into the pits from the lead in GTE Pro 95, Dane Train. Out we'll get a hot and sweaty Nicky Team. In we'll get Marco Sorensen, his teammate. Now they've double stinted the tyres. They're going for a 4-tyre change. Behind the Porsche, they single stinted the driver and double stinted the tyres. Aston down and done. And are they going left sides only at Porsche? Yes, they are. So they're trying to gain more time. Tyre wear is less aggressive here in the cooler February temperatures than it has been when the track temperatures have been close to 50 degrees in the height of summer when we've raced at the Circuit of the Americas before, and the new surface is helping. In comes the Corvette. It's only the second race for this brand new 8th generation of Corvette, the first that does not have the engine in front of the driver. It's a mid-engine car and it looks similar but totally different. Made its debut in the Daytona 24 Hours. That's a different form of racing. Now they're trying to get themselves together for Le Mans. Well, here is the race leader, Gustavo Menezes. Margin is now down to 25 seconds ahead of number 8 Toyota, and here is why. Mistake by Menezes, they are pushing very hard, but Brendan Hartley has cut the gap with this mistake and his pace by nearly 10 seconds. Battling GTE Pro just disappearing out of shot. Alongside us now is the Aston. There is Maxime Martin trying to go the long way around the outside of the 92 Porsche of Michael Christensen for second. Can't quite work it. Christensen hanging on in second position. The 95 Aston is the race leader. Christensen strong in defence. There's his teammate Kevin Escher, suited and ready for another stint. In our battle for 6th position, on board with Felipe Albuquerque now in the number 22 United Autosports car. Right in front for Dragon Speed is US driver Colin Braun. Got lots of experience in IMSA sports car racing. And The United Autosports car goes the long way round the outside. The 91 Porsche in front of Braun, maybe just holding him up a little bit as they came through the S's. And that's a good move by Felipe Albuquerque, moves up to 6th position. Maxime Martin past the Porsche this time, up to 2nd position in GTE Pro. Michael Christensen clinging on. Don't forget the Aston had 4 fresh tyres at the last set of stops, the Porsche 2 only. And that may pay off later in the race for Porsche. Depends how well Aston can manage their tyre wear. Leader in the pits, out gets Gustavo Menezes, and in climbs Norman Nato. Number 1 Rebellion still in front. They'll lose it again on this pit stop, but at the midway point of the 6-hour race, it's still all to play for. Number 8 Brendan Hartley back in the lead for Toyota, will need to stop soon, however. It is a pit wall strategy game that's being fought out on calculators and on track. Toyota and Rebellion each locked in combat. Jota lead in LMP2 from United and Jackie Chan as those teams all make their pit stops. It's an Aston 1-2 in GTE Pro. Team Project One's 56 car still leads from pole in GTE AM. No full course yellows, no safety cars, so they've done 94 laps, 320 miles as they say here, over 517 kilometres already in the books. Battles continue to rage in LMP2. Nick de Vries for Racing Team Netherlands lunges deep inside Gabriel Aubrey, parks it on the apex. 36 Alpine just coming out of the pits behind them, having just stopped. So pit stops and passes on track. Number 22 United Autosports leads. It's now up into 2nd place for the number 29 car, 37 down to 3rd. Battle continues to rage in GTE AM as well. The 2 Aston Martins have been so close all race. Right now, the 98 AMR car just ahead of TF Sport. What's it like to be in the middle of this battle? Let's find out from Ross Gunn.
I had a really good stint. I could see Johnny was 10-15 seconds ahead and was just trying my best to try and chip into that lead. It's great to have 2 Astons running quite competitively in the top 3, and hopefully we can both finish there.
GTE Pro battle for 3rd position. 92 Porsche is 3rd, 51 AF Corsa Ferrari Alessandro Pierguidi, that's 4th. Richard Leeds, the 91 Porsche, just behind him as we look back from Michael Christensen in the 92 car. And Christensen losing time to his teammate and to the Ferrari, and Pierguidi sizing up a move here. Sending it early to the inside, and he's got the grip to get the car stopped that Christensen didn't, and so he goes through into 3rd position, narrowly, but right behind Christensen now, the 91 Porsche. Richard Leeds is closing in as well, and it does look as though 92 is beyond the end of its tyre life now, struggling for pace. How much longer can they stay out? GTE Pro leader in the pits, Marco Sorensen, stays on board. Fuel and left sides only, so Aston taking the pain here. Sorensen is in to hand over to Kevin Estre, and it will be a 4-tyre change for Porsche. They were losing too much time on those worn left sides only. It is a great strategy battle developing here, and the 91 Porsche wants to play its part as well.
I think the only chance we have is we win something on the pit stop. Yes, for sure, but it's not sure that we will get it. We can. Remember that now, if we don't change times, you will have fuel in front, so it means more stable front.
Leeds' engineer convincing his driver that the car will not be unmanageable. If they do, maybe left sides only. The full weight of fuel on the nose of the car will help with its balance. On board with Norman Nato, the race leader in the Lone Star Le Mans. Into the 2nd half of the race, 25 seconds the margin over the number 8 Toyota. But that is not enough yet to relax. They're going to have to continue to work really hard in traffic, keeping up the pace, managing the tyres. 57 about to head into the garage. The Project 156 car is leading in GTE AM. 57 though with problems. Jeroen Bleekemolen being pushed back in. They've got a clutch pressure issue in the transmission and a gearbox issue as well potentially. So looks like they may have some electronic gremlins to deal with. Project 1 are just about to be first and last in GTE AM. In the middle of that though, Johnny Adam has got by Darren Turner's 98 Aston in the red TF Sport car. So Johnny Adam up to second in GTE AM. The two Le Mans winning teammates from a couple of years ago getting very close indeed, but just enough room to survive. Battle for fourth in GTE Pro as we ride with Kevin Estre right in front, Alessandro Pierre Guidi. Estre with fresher tyres, dives to the inside, through he goes. Number 91 car of Richard Leeds just in front as Estre moves up to fourth. 92 car has taken its medicine, done the worn tyre stint, now it's trying to fight back. Replay here of the move at the hairpin. Battle between Porsche teammates. Richard Leeds drifting out wide, has not got enough rubber to get slowed down. That's easy for Kevin Estre. Scythes by, takes third place away. Looks as though the 91 car is due to pit. Felipe Albuquerque battling with Fritz van Aert. This is the lead battle in LMP2. Van Aert doing a great job out front, but Albuquerque's pace tells, and through he goes. Fritz does not panic. Take a look here. Albuquerque going all the way around the outside. Professional race driver versus professional businessman. Great job by Van Aert, keeping the speed up in this car. It's a really friendly driver's car. Gabriel Aubry for Jackie Chan DC Racing in second place. Has just got by Fritz van Aert. So up to second in the LMP2 class for Jackie Chan DC Racing. They in the COTA Sport car on Goodyear tyres. And there's a replay of the pass. Team awaiting the 95 Aston Martin, the race leaders with under 2 hours to go. It is going well so far for Aston and they're playing a strong strategy game. Their tyre management is excellent, their pace is great. Their rivals are in the pits right behind them. Is this deja vu all over again? Christensen gets in to take over from Kevin Estre. They have brought themselves back into the hunt against Aston Martin with their tyre strategy. The Aston drivers are double stinting themselves, the Porsche drivers single stinting, and that's often been the case. Battle for second in LMP2, and this is juicy stuff. Goodyear shot cars first and second. COTA Sports Antonio Felix da Costa in second, car number 38. But look at Paul Di Resta all over him here. Trying to find a way back, can't get around the outside. Really can't get around the outside. He's going around the outside anyway. Phenomenal stuff, finds the grip, finds enough clean track. What a pass. So take a look at what has been the move of the race so far. Antonio Felix da Costa doing everything right, guarding the inside, knows he's safe from attack. Paul Di Resta knows nothing of the sort. Around the outside he goes. That is phenomenal, close racing and huge cojones from both men. Rebellion in the pit lane, race leader in for fuel, driver change as well. Norman Nato handing back to Gustavo Menezes. Rebellion at the moment, if the race goes green all the way, touch and go as to whether they will need another splash and dash compared to the car that now leads, the number 8 Toyota. So no full course yellows, no safety cars yet to interrupt proceedings here in Texas. Kazuki Nakajima leading in the number 8 car. Driver change here for the LMP2 leaders. Gabriel Aubry getting out. Will Stevens taking over 37. And that means a change of the leads to this man, Paul Di Resta. For United Autosports, they're fighting their way back into it. After a short stop early on, we heard from Paul, they had a problem with a set of tyres. Kaz Nakajima into the pits. Brendan Hartley standing by, ready to take over. And that will cycle the number 1 Rebellion back to the top of the pile once more. Look at the body language of the number 1 Rebellion car, Gustavo Menezes. As Bruno said earlier on in the interview, taking no prisoners in traffic. A very slow Porsche, that's a major drama. That's Jimmy Bruni.
Yeah, it's no shifting. Don't shift the upshift sometimes, it is not shifting. We believe that the problem is related to the alarm from the low battery voltage. You have to, at the same time, the low battery and the downshift missing, and we believe it's this. In any case, it's too long to fix it, keep going.
Jimmy Bruni clearly trying to keep going, but listen, trying to find gears. Nothing coming out of the gearbox at all. And a yellow flag for the 91 car has been withdrawn. Now Jimmy Bruni back on his way. Looks like he's done a Control-Alt-Delete, reset the car. Well, it's going now, but they've got 70 minutes plus to make it through to the finish. Will they do so? Those points could be very important for Porsche in the championship battle. Third place Toyota has just changed drivers. Kamui Kobayashi handing back to Jose Maria Lopez. They leave the pit lane some way back, but the championship leaders need to gain the points here. They can't make any mistakes. Closing in from behind, cresting the brow out of turn 1 and sweeping through turn 2 is the race leader, Gustavo Menezes in Rebellion. Kamui Kobayashi complaining about the problems they've got with their car, not mechanical but just performance related. And here is the evidence. The Toyota hybrid in front, we ride on board with Rebellion, and he's not going to catch him and pass him for a position. He is about to put Lopez 2 laps down. These are the hard days for Toyota when their earlier successes come back to haunt them in terms of performance limitation set by the rules, and Rebellion will be able to take advantage of that, but only if they keep the pressure on all the way.
The plan is to really try and do the longer stints as possible, and if we don't have to do a splash in the end, it's safer, especially in the case of a safety car. So yeah, he's pushing, trying to make sure that everything goes with the strategy, but yeah, there's still a bit of a risk.
Battle for second in LMP2. Up the inside goes Nick de Vries. Passes Jackie Chan DC Racing's Will Stevens. He'll be pleased with that. 2 Formula 1 aces. In the pit lane is the United Autosports car that is the race leader. So number 29 now moving up to second place there in the inset. Here's the United Autosports car. Hits its marks. So in just a moment, the 29 car could well become our new race leader. It's going to be a battle in the pit lane right now. Looks like they're going for fuel and a clean of the windscreen, but they may not be changing tyres on this stop. Oh, drama for the 91 Porsche again. Jimmy Bruni being pushed back into the garage. We heard his engineer saying it'll take too long to fix the problem, keep going. Clearly that's no longer an option.
We had an electrical issue outside on track. That's why the shifting didn't work. He could fix it with reset, but we saw while driving the problem is not fixed. So now at the next pit stop, we had to bring in the car to change the battery. And battery change and everything is running now.
Race leader in LMP2, another frantic day of LMP2 racing. Paul Di Resta is just ahead of the 37 Jackie Chan DC Racing car. So how is their recovery from the early problem shaping up at United?
We thought at one point that the Jackie Chan car wasn't going to need to splash, but now they do, so it brings us back into contention and we're leading the race now. Hopefully we can continue that gap, and when we have to splash, it's all equal.
Leader in for fuel again, Gustavo Menezes. Left side tyres are ready. They're going to try and trim the time that they spend in the pit lane to hold back Toyota's charging number 8 car. We're heading into dusk now. The race could well end up almost finishing in darkness. Number 8 will take the lead of the race, but it also needs another stop. So this could end up being a close one. Number 8 Toyota leads, number 1 Rebellion in second, number 7 Toyota is out of it. United Autosports leading in LMP2, 95 Aston still leading in GTE Pro, but in the AM class it is an Aston 1-2, the 56 Porsche dropping down the order. 98 leads, that's the car with the yellow highlights in front of 90, that's the red Aston Martin. And that's how close the battle for the lead is in GTE AM. Fantastic stuff in the GTE AM class. Ross Gunn versus Charlie Eastwood. Here's the Pro class leader though. Nicky Thiem ahead of Michael Christensen, the 92 Porsche, chasing 3.7 seconds back. There's Thiem over the brow in turn 1. And the LMP2 battle in the middle of this GTE Pro class tussle. 97 Aston in third place ahead of the 51 Ferrari. Here they are. Fellow Brits Alex Lynn and James Collado. They've raced against each other in Formula E. They've raced against each other in the World Endurance Championship. Pit stop for Brendan Hartley in number 8. Gustavo Menezes retaking the lead of the race inside the final half hour. How is this going to shape up? A safety car at the wrong time could ruin the race, either for Toyota or for Rebellion, or for United, or for that case, in the pits from third place, the 29 Racing Team Netherlands car. Well, here is the battle for third place in the GTE Pro class again. 97 Aston clinging on, that's Alex Lynn. 51 James Collado right beside him. Rushing down into the super high speed approach to turn 12. Aston with the inside line covering the ground. The Ferrari is going to get ahead. Late on the brakes and just enough grip. James Collado sat and waited for that to unfold in his favour, didn't he? And Alex Lynn on the inside line knew he was going to be trying to brake on the dirty part of the track. Couldn't hold him off as he had done at the turn 11 hairpin. Number 7 Toyota in for third for its final pit stop. Jose Maria Lopez stays in, fuel only. And just checking there's no debris that's going to put a kibosh on their points gaining here. Lead battle in GTE AM, and again, Aston on Aston action. Charlie Eastwood in the red TF Sport car's got the inside line and gets by Ross Gunn. When outside, inside there. Charlie Eastwood now starting to pull away in the TF Sport Aston from the AMR number 98 car in second place. Skies are darkening, the sun is reaching the horizon. Number 22, United Autosports in the lead. Paul di Resta stays in the car. And chasing the number 37, Jackie Chan DC Racing car. But he's not going to be close enough. Paul di Resta will come out with a handy lead in LMP2 over 37, 38 in third place at the moment ahead of Racing Team Netherlands, but that's only just under a 4-second margin. Heading into the closing stages in the GTE Pro battle, Nicky Thiem leads, and it's a 4-second margin over Michael Christensen in the Porsche. Both teams have played a different strategy. Slow car there, number 21, Dragon Speed. Ooh, 10 minutes to go, nurse it home. They got a problem on the left front. Rubber pickup has damaged the brakes. Ben Hanley having to bring it into the pit lane. LMP2 fourth place battle, Nico Lapierre. The pole sitters, Cool Racing, trying to fight back ahead of the number 29 car, Nick de Vries. Nick de Vries at the end of the tyre life. They were looking strong early on, fought their way from 8th on the class grid up into the lead. led for maybe half the race. And now dropping down the order, Cool Racing's Nico Lapierre moves up to 5th. Nick de Vries, plenty of speed in the straight line, trying to send it back down the inside to retake the position from Nico Lapierre. Car just won't stop, and the race leader is right behind him. De Vries struggling now to make it through to the end. Final lap of the race. For Rebellion, the race leaders, Norman Nato, and in the background, Bruno Senna, watching in the garage as their teammate, the American driver Gustavo Menezes, has the honour of driving it to the checkered flag. Tucking in behind him, the 38 Rebellion car, third in LMP2, so they don't have to do another lap. The checkered flag is out. Lone Star Le Mans victory goes to Rebellion's number 1 as Gustavo Menezes brings the car across the line. They gave it everything, flying ahead of Toyota, and managed to cling on for victory against the might of the factory Toyota operation. That is a big win for Rebellion.
From them. It's a fantastic result for all of you.
We won, we did it. Incredible effort from all the team, from the boys, from Norman, Bruno, and even more from all the mechanics that rebuilt our engine yesterday right before qualifying. Thank you so much to everyone. P1.
Victory in GTE Pro for Aston Martin's Marco Sorensen and Nicky Team. The third win for the 95 car after Fuji and Bahrain.
The reminder, no donuts at turn 1.
Your dream.
That was one hell of a job today. 2 double stints, but wow, what a car. First pole this weekend, and it was tight in the end. I didn't expect the Porsche to keep up with trying to double stint the tires, but they did. Amazing, so you have to keep the pedal to the metal, as you would say, but here we are, P1. Congratulations, buddy. Well done.
Victory in LMP2 going to United Autosports, Phil Hansen, Felipe Albuquerque and Paul Di Resta, despite the early setback, claiming their second win in WEC. GTE AM winners, TF Sport, the number 90 machine. Sally Yollett, Charlie Eastwood and Johnny Adam returned to their winning ways in a race where the 56 Porsche led for much of the distance. A third win in the GTE AM class for Aston Martin's Dane Train sees them extend their championship advantage. Their rivals will not take this lying down. A tense strategy game and outright winning speed took Rebellion to the top of the LMP1 podium ahead of the 2 Toyotas. The battle for honours continues to rage. The date and the temperatures may have been different, but COTA still produced fantastic racing. Another great one in the books at the Circuit of the Americas. Rebellion claiming victory in LMP1, United out on top ahead of the Goodyear shod cars in LMP2. In GTE Pro, Aston Martin, Porsche and Ferrari all had a car on the podium, while TF Sport led an Aston Martin 1-2 in GTE AM. So now it is farewell to Texas as we head next time out to the bumps of Sebring in Florida and 1,000 miles of car-breaking excitement. Checker flag is out. Run out of road. Mucker's going to have to get. The stars of Stripes Way on the inside.
Oh, Renge van der Zande.